Electricity powers our lives, from lighting our homes to fueling entire cities. It's the silent hero of our modern world. It runs our appliances, charges our devices, and keeps our businesses operational. But have you ever stopped to think about what life would be like without it? Imagine a world where the hum of machines falls silent, where the glow of screens fades away, and where the conveniences we take for granted vanish overnight. Daily life would be thrown into chaos. No more morning coffee from your electric coffee maker, no hot showers, and no refrigeration to keep food fresh. Communication would be crippled as phones and internet services go down. Transportation would grind to a halt with traffic lights out, electric trains stopped, and gas stations unable to pump fuel. The immediate impact would be profound, affecting every aspect of our lives. Emergency services would struggle to respond without power for their equipment. Hospitals would face critical challenges in treating patients, and power plants would cease to function, leading to a cascading effect on all sectors. The economic impact would be devastating, with businesses unable to operate, leading to massive financial losses and unemployment. The social fabric of our communities would be tested as people adapt to a new, harsher reality. Electricity is so embedded in our lives that we hardly notice it. Think about it. Every time you switch on a light, charge your phone, or even open your fridge, you're relying on a network of power that seems endless. But is it really? This network is a complex web of power plants, transmission lines, and substations working tirelessly to keep our homes and businesses running. We use electricity for almost everything, from cooking our meals to keeping our homes warm or cool. It's the backbone of modern communication, enabling us to connect with people across the globe in an instant. From sending emails to video conferencing, our professional and personal lives are intertwined with this invisible force. Yet, we rarely stop to consider what life would be like without this invisible force that powers our world. Imagine waking up in the morning and not being able to brew your coffee because the coffee maker doesn't work, or trying to get ready for work without a hairdryer or an iron for your clothes. Even simple tasks like washing clothes or vacuuming the house would become monumental challenges. Our reliance on electricity extends to our entertainment and leisure activities too. No more binge-watching your favorite shows, playing video games, or even reading an ebook. And let's not forget about the essential services like hospitals, where electricity is crucial for life-saving equipment and procedures. The absence of electricity would fundamentally alter our daily routines and the way we live our lives. It would also impact industries, from manufacturing to healthcare, leading to economic disruptions and challenges in maintaining public safety. What if one day electricity just stopped? Imagine the sudden silence, the abrupt halt of all the devices we rely on daily. No power in your house, no functioning traffic lights, no internet. Everyday activities would come to a standstill, and chaos would ensue in places like intersections and workplaces. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Let's break down what would happen if we lost electricity completely. Emergency services would be overwhelmed, and the night would be filled with uncertainty. No smartphones, no laptops, and no way to charge devices. Communication would revert to primitive methods, and staying connected would be a challenge. Social media, emails, and phone calls would cease to exist. We would have to rely on face-to-face interactions and traditional mail for communication. Modern water systems rely on electricity for purification and pumping. Without it, access to clean water would be severely limited, leading to potential health crises. Without power, clean water would quickly become scarce. People would have to find alternative sources and methods to ensure their water is safe to drink. Refrigerators and freezers would fail, spoiling food. We would have to rely on non-perishable items and traditional cooking methods to prepare meals. Electric stoves and microwaves would be useless. Cooking would become a challenge, requiring alternative methods like camp stoves or outdoor grills. Electric trains and subways would stop. Commuting would become difficult, forcing people to find alternative means of transportation like walking or biking. Fuel pumps require electricity, so even traditional vehicles would be stranded. Carpooling and public transportation would become essential for getting around. Hospitals depend on electricity for life-saving equipment, lighting and temperature control. Medical care would be severely impacted, putting lives at risk. Without it, lives would be at risk. Emergency generators would provide temporary relief, but long-term solutions would be necessary to ensure patient safety. From software to servers, the digital world would collapse. Businesses would have to revert to manual processes, slowing down operations significantly. ATMs, online banking and stock markets rely entirely on power. Financial transactions would become cumbersome and the economy would take a hit. Modern farming equipment and irrigation systems would fail, threatening food production. Farmers would have to return to labor-intensive methods, impacting crop yields and food supply. In the long term, society would have to adapt to a new way of life. Homes would be lit by candles and lanterns, and families would gather around fireplaces for warmth and light. Communities would become more self-reliant, growing their own food and bartering goods and services. Local markets would thrive as people trade what they can produce. The economy would undergo a massive shift. Large-scale factories and office buildings would be abandoned, replaced by small-scale workshops and manual labor. Social structures would change as well. People would spend more time engaging in face-to-face interactions, reading books and participating in community activities. The search for alternative energy sources would intensify. Communities would invest in renewable energy systems like solar panels and wind turbines, and people would learn new skills to adapt to this new reality. Education and knowledge sharing would become crucial. Workshops on sustainable living and manual skills would be essential for adapting to a world without electricity. Collaboration and community spirit would be vital. People would work together to build infrastructure, share resources, and support each other in this challenging new world. Reflecting on the past, society would learn valuable lessons about resilience and adaptability. Families would pass down knowledge, ensuring future generations are prepared for any challenges that come their way. In a world without electricity, survival would be a challenge. But humans are resilient. Here's how we might adapt. Communities would revert to pre-electricity practices, cooking with fire, relying on natural light and using manual tools. People would gather around fireplaces for warmth and light, and homes would be designed to maximize daylight. With no digital transactions, people might return to trading goods and services. Bartering would become the norm, with local markets thriving as centers of exchange. Rainwater, harvesting, growing food, and learning traditional survival skills would become essential. Gardens would flourish in backyards, and knowledge of herbal medicine would be passed down through generations. Additionally, communities might develop new ways to store and preserve food without refrigeration, such as canning, drying, and fermenting. Solar cookers and wind-powered devices could become more common, harnessing natural energy sources. Transportation would also change, with a resurgence in the use of bicycles, horses, and other non-motorized means. Communication would rely on physical mail and community bulletin boards, fostering closer-knit neighborhoods. In essence, we would adapt by blending old-world techniques with innovative solutions, ensuring our survival in a world without electricity. Communities would revert to pre-electricity practices, cooking with fire, relying on natural light, and using manual tools. People would gather around fireplaces for warmth and light, and homes would be designed to maximize daylight. With no digital transactions, people might return to trading goods and services. Bartering would become the norm, with local markets thriving as centers of exchange. Rainwater harvesting, growing food, and learning traditional survival skills would become essential. Gardens would flourish in backyards, and knowledge of herbal medicine would be passed down through generations. Additionally, communities might develop new ways to store and preserve food without refrigeration, such as canning, drying, and fermenting. Solar cookers and wind-powered devices could become more common, harnessing natural energy sources. Transportation would also change, with a resurgence in the use of bicycles, horses, and other non-motorized means. Communication would rely on physical mail and community bulletin boards, fostering closer-knit neighborhoods. In essence, we would adapt by blending old-world techniques with innovative solutions, ensuring our survival in a world without electricity. The loss of electricity wouldn't just inconvenience us, it would trigger a chain reaction of crises. Economic collapse. Without electricity, global markets would grind to a halt, leading to massive financial losses and unemployment. Banks would be unable to operate and digital transactions would cease, causing a liquidity crisis. Stock exchanges would be paralyzed, and the inability to process transactions would lead to a loss of investor confidence, further deepening the economic downturn. Health hazards, spoiled food, and lack of sanitation could lead to outbreaks of disease, overwhelming healthcare systems. Hospitals would struggle to function without power, putting countless lives at risk. Medical equipment like ventilators and dialysis machines would become inoperable, and the storage of critical medications requiring refrigeration would be compromised. Social unrest, desperation for resources might lead to conflicts and chaos. Communities could face looting and violence as people fight for basic necessities, destabilizing societies and governments. The breakdown of law enforcement and emergency services would exacerbate the situation, leading to a rise in crime and civil disorder. Transportation breakdown. With no power, public transportation systems would fail. Trains, subways, and electric buses would come to a standstill, stranding millions. Gas stations would be unable to pump fuel, leading to a scarcity of gasoline and diesel, further crippling mobility. The disruption in transportation would also affect the delivery of essential goods, causing delays and shortages. Communication blackout. Telecommunication networks would collapse, cutting off phone and internet services. This would isolate communities, making it difficult to coordinate emergency responses and disseminate information. The loss of communication would hinder efforts to provide aid and support, leaving many in the dark about the unfolding crisis. Food and water shortages. Refrigeration systems would fail, leading to food spoilage. Water treatment plants would cease to function, contaminating water supplies and causing severe shortages. The lack of clean water would increase the risk of waterborne diseases, and the scarcity of food would lead to malnutrition and hunger. Industrial shutdown. Factories and manufacturing plants would be forced to close, leading to a halt in production of essential goods. This would disrupt supply chains, causing shortages of everything from medical supplies to everyday consumer products. The loss of industrial output would have a ripple effect on the economy, affecting jobs and livelihoods. Environmental impact. Without power, waste management systems would fail, leading to the accumulation of garbage and hazardous waste. This could result in environmental contamination and health risks. The inability to process and dispose of waste properly would lead to pollution, affecting air and water quality. The cascading failures in various systems and services would create a world of unprecedented challenges, fundamentally altering our way of life. The long-term consequences would be profound, requiring significant efforts to rebuild and adapt to a new reality. While a complete loss of electricity may seem unlikely, natural disasters and cyber attacks can cause significant blackouts. These events can disrupt daily life, halt essential services, and create chaos in urban areas. Understanding the potential risks and preparing accordingly can mitigate the impact of such unforeseen events. It's crucial to recognize that even short-term power outages can have cascading effects on transportation, communication, and healthcare systems, making preparedness all the more essential. Here's how to be prepared. Invest in alternative energy. Solar panels, wind turbines, and backup generators can provide off-grid power. These systems not only ensure a continuous power supply during outages, but also contribute to a sustainable and eco-friendly lifestyle. Regular maintenance and understanding how to operate these systems are crucial for their effectiveness. Additionally, consider the initial investment and long-term savings, as well as the environmental benefits of reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Stock up on essentials. Keep non-perishable food, clean water, and medical supplies at home. Having a well-stocked pantry can sustain you through prolonged outages. Consider items with long shelf lives and easy preparation methods. Additionally, ensure you have enough water storage and purification methods to maintain a clean water supply. It's also wise to rotate your stock regularly to keep supplies fresh and to include items that meet any specific dietary or medical needs of your household. Learn survival skills. From growing food to purifying water, these skills could save your life. Basic first aid, fire starting techniques, and understanding local edible plants can also be invaluable. Participating in workshops and practicing these skills regularly can build confidence and readiness. Moreover, these skills can foster a sense of self-reliance and reduce anxiety during emergencies, knowing you have the knowledge to handle various situations. Community collaboration. Strong local networks can help share resources and knowledge. Building relationships with neighbors and participating in community preparedness programs can create a support system. In times of crisis, a united community can effectively manage resources, provide assistance, and ensure everyone's safety. Engaging in regular community meetings and drills can also help identify and address potential vulnerabilities within the neighborhood. Create an emergency plan. Develop a comprehensive emergency plan that includes evacuation routes, communication strategies, and meeting points. Ensure every family member knows the plan and practices it regularly. Keep an emergency kit with essentials like flashlights, batteries, and a first aid kit. It's also beneficial to include copies of important documents, cash, and personal identification in your kit, as well as to have a plan for pets and any special needs family members. Stay informed. Use hand crank radios, walkie-talkies, and emergency alert systems to stay updated on the situation. Knowledge is power, and staying informed can help you make better decisions during a blackout. Regularly check and update your communication devices to ensure they are in working order, and familiarize yourself with local emergency broadcast channels and procedures. Insulate your home. Proper insulation can help maintain a comfortable temperature in your home during power outages. Seal windows and doors to prevent heat loss in winter and keep cool air inside during summer. This can make a significant difference in your comfort and safety. Additionally, consider using thermal curtains, weather stripping, and other energy-efficient measures to enhance your home's insulation. Use manual tools and alternative cooking methods. Have manual tools and alternative cooking methods like camp stoves or solar cookers. These can be invaluable when electric appliances are unusable. Practice using these tools to ensure you can rely on them when needed. Additionally, consider learning how to safely store and handle fuel for these devices, and explore other low-tech solutions for daily tasks to reduce dependency on electricity. Electricity is a luxury we can't afford to lose, yet we often take it for granted. Imagine a world where our nights are dark and our devices are silent. Without electricity, our modern conveniences would vanish, affecting everything from communication to healthcare. By investing in renewable energy and infrastructure, we can ensure a more resilient future. This means supporting solar, wind, and hydroelectric power and modernizing our grid to withstand natural disasters. But it starts with you. Every small action, from conserving energy to advocating for policy changes, contributes to a sustainable future. Simple steps like turning off lights when not in use, using energy-efficient appliances, and carpooling can make a big difference. Additionally, consider installing solar panels or supporting local renewable energy projects. Get involved in community initiatives, support policies that promote renewable energy, and educate others about the importance of sustainability. Together, we can make a difference. The future of our planet depends on the actions we take today. Let's not wait for the lights to go out to appreciate electricity. Imagine a world where our nights are no longer illuminated by the glow of city lights and our homes are devoid of the hum of appliances. The convenience we often take for granted would vanish, leaving us to adapt to a new reality. From the simple act of flipping a switch to the complex systems that power our industries, electricity is the backbone of modern civilization. Take a moment today to think about how you use power and how you can prepare for a future where it might not always be there. Consider investing in renewable energy sources like solar panels and wind turbines, which can provide a sustainable alternative. Simple actions like turning off lights when not in use can make a significant difference. By reducing our dependency on non-renewable energy, we can contribute to a healthier planet and a more resilient energy grid. Like, share and subscribe for more insights into the world around us, Outage. Stay informed and connected with the latest updates on how we can collectively make a difference. Your engagement helps us spread awareness and drive change. By joining the conversation, you become part of a community dedicated to sustainable living and innovative solutions. What do you think we'd miss most without electricity? Is it the comfort of a warm home, the ease of communication, or the entertainment that keeps us engaged? Reflect on the aspects of your daily life that rely on this invisible force. Consider how deeply integrated electricity is in our routines, from morning alarms to late-night movies, and how its absence would reshape our world. Let us know in the comments below. Share your thoughts and experiences on how you would cope in a world without power. Your insights could inspire others to think more critically about their energy consumption. Engaging in this dialogue can lead to innovative ideas and collective actions that pave the way for a more sustainable future. As we conclude, remember that our actions today shape the future. By embracing renewable energy and making conscious choices, we can ensure a brighter, more sustainable world for generations to come. Together we have the power to make a difference. Let's commit to a future where clean energy is the norm, and our planet thrives for the benefit of all.